and welcome to another edition of Better Biz. I've got Sabrina from PPS Mutual joining us to give us a really interesting perspective on insurance companies.
Hi Anthony, and I'm delighted to be here, and I'm looking forward to sharing with you all about PPS Mutual.
One of the criticisms of some of the larger institutions is there's a bit of a don't care attitude because there's a lot of employees in an organisation like that. But you guys are a mutual, and that's a completely different ballgame. Do you want to just explain exactly how that works and why it's so different?
Well, Anthony, mutual companies are very special. We're unlike other companies that might be listed on the stock exchange or might be owned by other bigger companies. In PPS Mutual's case, we're actually owned by our members, which is quite unique, especially in the life insurance space in Australia. And it means that they are entitled to a share of our profits, but it also means that our interests are completely aligned, and we share in each other's success and in the growth of the company.
So talk to me about the profit sharing, because that's a really interesting idea that, you've got an insurance company that traditionally is taking your money, but how does the profit sharing model actually work?
Our members pay for their premiums, which is obviously in line with the risk that PPS Mutual take on. But when the company does well, or when PPS Mutual has a particularly good year, a profit share is declared, or our profits are assessed at the end of the year, and a rate is struck, and we actually distribute those profits to our members each year, and those profits are held in a special account for our members. And from about year 10 onwards, they can start to withdraw a small portion of that balance because it's tax-free. And at about year 20, they can actually take the full balance unless they turn 65 before that.
And I think the remarkable thing about all of that is it breeds quite an interesting differentiation in the way the whole organisation works, doesn't it? Because it creates much more of a community feel.
It really does. I grew up with mutuals dominating the landscape. I grew up in the late 80s, early 90s, and companies like National Mutual were so big back then and had such a foothold here in Australia. But I guess companies and the landscape changes over time. But the one thing that doesn't is the community spirit of the mutual. We operate like a small company, even though we're becoming a big business. And it means that we still have a very hands-on approach with our members. I still have direct contact with our members, not just our accredited financial advisors. And we have such an open door policy, both through our AGMs, where we share information about the company, and we often, just ring and talk to our members and make sure they're across, all the things that are happening in our world.
So Sabrina, whether someone's an advisor, whether they are accredited, not accredited, whether they're a professional service provider and are interested in more, or just generally want to know more about PPS Mutual, what's the best way to get in contact?
The best way is to go to ppsmutual.com.au. You'll be able to find a whole lot of resources on our website which talk about how our company works and mutuality, our profit share. There's some lovely videos that you can view that sum it all up quite nicely. But there's also a lot of contact details and different ways in which you can contact us.